For the input x, f of x is given by negative 3x squared minus 2x plus 5. Number 1, what are x-intercepts, if any? Number 2, what is the y-intercept? Number 3, what is the vertex? Number 4, substitute x equals x1 equals negative 1. What is y1? Substitute x equals x2 equals negative 3. What is y2? That's number 5. Number 6, find the average rate of change of the function from x equals negative 1 to x equals negative 3. Number 7, plot the graph. So let's do x-intercepts. X-intercepts means what? That is the point where the graph touched the x-axis. And you know that on the x-axis, y is equal to 0. So you set y is equal to 0. So that means what? Our given function minus 2x plus 5 minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Solve for x. How do you solve for x? If you know that ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, the solutions for x are given by negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So from our function, can you determine a, b, and c? Yes, a is negative 3, b is negative 2, and c is 5. So once you have a, b, and c, substitute for a, substitute for b, and substitute for c. Since b is first, let's substitute for b first. b is equal to negative 2. That's what I did here. So negative of b. What is b? Negative 2. What is b squared? Negative 2 to the power of 2 minus 4ac divided by 2a. We are not substituting a and c in right now. We are only substituting for b. So when we simplify, what do we get? Negative of negative 2 is positive 2. What is square of negative 2? Positive 4. So you get 2 plus or minus square root of 4 minus 4ac divided by 2a. If you feel comfortable in substituting a, b, and c all into one single step, go for it. Now what do we do? Substitute a. And what is a? A is negative 3. So we have to substitute a, and that is negative 3. Negative 3. So if you simplify it further, you get 2 plus or minus square root of 4 plus 12c divided by negative 6. Do not forget, negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12, and that's how we got positive 12. Now we substitute c. And what is c? c is equal to 5. And what is 12 times 5? 60. So you get 2 plus or minus square root of 64 divided by negative 6, or you get 2 plus or minus 8 divided by negative 6. So we have 2 plus or minus 8 divided by negative 6. Let's go for the plus solution, and what do we have? 2 plus 8 divided by negative 6, and that is 10 divided by negative 6, and that is negative 1.67. Let's go for the minus. And what do we get? 2 minus 8 divided by negative 6. So it is negative 6 divided by negative 6, and that is 1. What are our x-intercepts? X-intercepts are when we have y equal to 0. So we have negative 1.67 and 1, but you have to put y equal to 0. So that makes it negative 1.670 and 1, 0. So those are our x-intercepts. So what did we do first? We substitute for b, then we substitute for a, and then we substitute for c. So we have the points here. So just plot those points. One is 1, 0, and that is right here. And the other one is negative 1.670, and that is right here. So we have done number 1. Number 2, for the y-intercept, on the y-axis, x is equal to 0. On the y-axis, x is equal to 0. So set x equals 0. So we already know the function, negative 3x squared minus 2x plus 5. And we can substitute x equals 0. And what do we get? 5. So that's what I did here. All right, in the space occupied by x, we substituted 0. And all those terms that has x will go to 0. So what are we left with? 5. So our point on the graph paper is 0, 5. Y is 0, 5. X comes first. On the y-axis, x is equal to 0. Plot it. So here is 1, here is 2, here is 3, here is 4, here is 5. 0, 5. So we are done with 1, number 2. Now the question is, what is the vertex? H equals negative b over 2a. We know a, we know b. So substitute a and b and solve for h. Once you get h, what do? Substitute x equals h into the function and solve for k. So h equals negative b over 2a. We already know what a is. A is negative 3. B is negative 2. And c is 5. So substitute for b and a, and we get negative 0.33. We are not done. We are not done. What do we do next? We substitute x equals h and get k. So h equals negative 0.33. In the space occupied by x, we substitute negative 0.33. Do all the algebra, and we get k is equal to 5.33. So when x equals negative 0.33, y is equal to 5.33. There is a relationship between x and y. So even when we have vertex, there is a relationship between h and k. So we have the vertex. X-intercepts, done. Y-intercept, done. Vertex, done. Next is, can you substitute x equals negative 1 into this equation? So again, here is our starting function. And then in the space occupied by x, we substitute negative 1. And solve for y1. And what do we get? Negative 1, 4. So we are done with that. Let's do negative 3. Let's substitute x equals negative 3. Again, in the space occupied by x, substitute negative 3 and solve for y2. So we get negative 3, negative 16. So we are done with number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So we have x1, we have y1, we have x2, we have y2. So what is the average rate of change of the function? It is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We already know what x1, y1 and x2, y2 are. So just substitute into m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's what I did here. y2 minus y1. y2 is negative 16. So negative 16. y1 is 4. y1 is 4. x2 is negative 3. Negative 3 x2. And the x1 is negative 1. Negative 1. When we do that, negative 16 minus 4 is negative 20. And x2 minus x1 becomes negative 3 plus 1. So you get negative 20 divided by negative 2, which is positive 10. Plot the graph, and we are done.